Testing, testing, testing. Sounds good. Desktop audio is functioning. I am good to go. I just closed my laptop. All right. Let me turn up my volume a bit. Test, test, test. Yeah, it seems good. Okay. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for watching this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're joining me today, thank you for joining me. Today we will be taking a look at 2D Fighter Maker 2nd's air combo function, how to make a counterattack, and how to make super armor attacks in this game. So we will start off with the simplest one, which is how to make an air attack. First we need is obviously your jump functions, which previously in our earlier tutorial when we made a character, at the time I was using this test character, which was a DFO sprite. We filled out the jump up, front jump, and back jump functions. Now that we have our stick figure test character, we filled it out. The next thing we have to do after making the jump attacks is fill in the falling animation. Your falling animation is your air neutral. So after you do an air attack, it will actually redirect back to here. So if your character's in the air, they will always redirect back to falling if they have nowhere else to go. That's why this is considered your air neutral. So for me, I loop my jump up animation. So it stays in this frame for 18, goes to here, and then goes back. And then we have our loop that will loop the final falling animation until he lands. Using this detect skill, goes to jump up 14, which is right here, and there's our landing animation. So that's it. If we do an air attack, it will then go to falling. Now, I don't think we have any air attacks. No, we do not. Oh, we do have an air attack. Let's see where it is. Air attack. Okay, so he currently has an air attack that is a flying sidekick. So let's add an air attack that is more appropriate for air combos, like a punch. We're going to add new skill, and we're going to put in air weak attack. Open. Find our sources, which I just realized I didn't plug in the USB. So now I gotta find that. Nope. Nope. It's one of my 20 USBs. There it is. Okay. All right. USB, the Fighter Maker, tutorial game. Oh, nope. Random sprites? I don't remember where I put it. Reference. There we go. Okay. View large icons. Extra large icons. That sort of looks like an air attack. Let's go with that one. All right. So we're going to upload this. And remember, whenever you make an air attack, it's better if you try to line up everything to the core of the body. Pardon me, I'm sorry if you heard that burp. So, core of the body is like a little bit higher than that. I'm starting to think that's not an air punch, but we're gonna roll with it anyway. Or maybe not. Actually, I'm kind of bothered that it doesn't have any... Oh, because that's just a startup. Here's the punch. I'm glad I scrolled down a little more. Okay, cool. Oops. Open. Let's add that in. I think it's 70. Move it over a bit. It's gonna look weird, but you know what? We can get the point across. And we'll keep it at a 15 frame attack. Just do defense frame. Oh, he's in the air, so he can't be thrown. Copy it over here. Remember to always delete your attack frame if you, when you do it. Attack frame. Make it 5. Continue hits. Redraw the defense frame because it's not lined up anymore. Remember, no throwing, he's in the air. And now we need to have a reaction. So, hit weak stand, hit weak crouching, hit weak sky. Alright, so now we have his air attack. Let's add that in. Command, weak stand, sky, air attack weak. So let's take a quick look at that. Ooh. Alright. Uh-oh, his gravity is... But as you can see, every time I do the air attack, so here's his normal jump. Every time I do an air attack, he goes straight down slowly. That's his fall. Actually, to convince you, we're going to go here, remove this from his fall, because you don't actually need a gravity at fall. It actually interferes. It's good to have, but it could interfere. Let me see what I did on here. Yeah, I do have a gravity here. I don't know why, but okay. Let's put a gravity there. I must have had a glitch that made me require gravity. That's weird. I'm not too sure why it's slowing down the character like that. That's what's supposed to happen. You do the air attack and they just continue on. So we'll leave it like that because it works. Like I said, you're not supposed to need a movement here, but for some reason it interferes with me. So we're going to take it out. But to convince you that it's actually leaving this jump up animation, since we have the same exact frame here, I'm going to flip this thing upside down. Alright, now they're turned upside down. We'll press save, and you'll see that after we do our jump attack, you can see the sprite turns upside down, going to the falling animation. That's why it's called fall neutral. Well, I call it fall neutral. So then what this means is, Since the attack in the attack animation in the air ends before they can land, it'll go back to neutral, just like a basic attack. This is going back to neutral. That also means you can repeat the attack. Okay, I got a pop-up. ESO2. This means that you can, when you do an attack in the air and it resolves and they go back to air neutral, you can do it again. See how I'm spamming it in the air? So we can do something with that. Let's turn this guy right side up again. So he needs hit weak sky. So we're going to recycle. Okay. Yeah, we'll recycle this. It's almost perfect. But we're going to make the pop-up a little higher. Yeah. Let's see if I can do this with two hands. Oh, this is going to be hard. Alright, we're going to add an extra attack. Make this kind of anime-ish. Add new skill. Uppercut. Alright. Open. I know I saw an uppercut animation. There it is. One. Two. Line up the back feet. Does that look like where it's going to line up the best? I'm going to move that just a tad. Fence frame. Now this is an interesting attack frame because there's no real in between from his uppercut. I'm actually going to like stretch it. Fudge. So anyway, there's no real in between, so I'm going to stretch his attack frame like this. And then we're going to add a new hit reaction. So we got a game script, hit junctions. I'm going to add new hit junction. Uppercut. Go to players, go to his hit junctions. I didn't make one yet actually, so we're going to go skill. Right under it. I know it's not good for organization, but we'll do it anyway. Hit. Uppercut. Alright, now go to hit junctions, add, find the hit junction we just made, hit uppercut, and we will find something we can copy and paste because we're lazy. Actually, weak sky hit would work. And we'll just exaggerate how high he's hit. That might be a little too high. Yeah, that works. And then we'll reduce the x-axis movement just a little bit. No, yeah, that looks good. All right. I did not put it in a command. Add command. Uppercut. Actually, I got a better idea. Instead of doing that, let's put it under crouching. Make it all one button game. That's fast. Fast broken anti-air. That doesn't apparently detect. That's weird why. What did I do wrong? I didn't add reactions is why. it's also weird that it's in here and yet it's not. Hit junction, uppercut, it's there. 2D fighter maker, why are you doing this to me? Okay. Block. Don't have an air block, so we'll keep that empty for now. Save. And this might be weird. Oh yeah, that's gonna be weird to do. Let's take off this, hit the wall. I don't want that. Landing is fine. Because we don't want the, Oh, I can't do an air combo, but this is the balancing part. We gotta figure out how much he needs to be flung in order to make this consistent. Let's actually reduce the uppercut hit distance. Might make the jump after a little bit easier. Oops. Wrong button. Oh, what the heck? That's weird. Still hits the wall and he... Oh, because it's in here. Take that off. We don't need that. Oh, wrong button. I will at least land 2 hits. Yeah, there we go, 2 hits. And that's how you do an air combo. So that ends that part of the tutorial. Just remember, you can do this for anything. This is for air falling. And if you have other air attacks, so let's do that real quick. Apparently he has a double jump. Counter SG attack. So... All right, we'll use this this one. I know he has another air attack. There we go. So he has 2 air attacks now: the punch, as you can see here, and the sidekick. The sidekick is not air combo attack. An air attack comboable. Weird to say, but you can cancel into it afterwards. You can be your combo ender. So we do uppercut. I pressed the wrong button. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. There we go. Air combo. 2 different attacks. As long as you return back to air neutral, you can do an air combo. Alright, moving on. I love the art style of the characters. It's just a stick man, so nothing special. Alright, the next part we're going to do is counterattacks, which I've already done in this. So we're going to take a closer look, because I believe I only covered it slightly. Yes, yes, I know, it's just a joke. To make a counterattack, we actually need to exploit the attack frame and use this function called while receiving. So let's start from scratch. We'll delete this out. Or no, we'll keep it. Now, as you can see, I've already made a counterattack. The only reason why I'm doing this is so we can have a formal tutorial on how to make counterattacks, and I can post it to YouTube. Alright, so as normal, we will start with a new skill, counterattack. First thing we need is, according to this, in offset. Okay. So we need the text skill in offset. We need our attack frame, which I'm just going to copy from here. The important thing from your attack frame is it does 0 damage, and you tick off while receiving. You must have that ticked off. Pick whatever your image is. And for your detect skill, you're going to go to your counterattack move. So we used weak stand. I'm going to use something else. I'm going to use the uppercut. Where's the uppercut? Cut. Okay. I hit save. Go to commands, which I know I have counter. We're going to replace it. Counterattack. Counterattack. And I just noticed those giant behind skill markers I've had attacks and objects. So I just screwed that up royally, but that's fine. Especially since I have to throw over attack. But that's fine. Alright. So we'll save. Always save often. Counterattack is E. Okay. So we go in. So all that has to happen is two FAs collide now. And as you can see, he attacks with the uppercut. Now, we have a functioning counterattack, but the next problem is if a grab happened, which this is his grab, if you recall, it will not grab him. It just makes the FA disappear. And then nothing happens. So, in order to fix that, we draw a special detect box that can only be throwable. So, in here, we already have it drawn. We're just going to copy and paste it. Save. And now, see the floating blue box? That will be the grab box. So when someone does a grab, where is... Oh, I would player 2 with that. They can now be grabbed. That is the solution to it. Now you're probably thinking, well, that shouldn't be there. Well, you're right. So, as I said previous stream, we usually hide that underneath the sage. So in this case, I'll do negative, I guess plus 200, but negative 200. And we'll go to our throw. That secondary attack box, negative 200. The reason for that is, for the counterattack, we don't want that floating box to actually get hit. We're going to hit save. That's weird. Why is it doing that? Counterattack is fine. Don't tell me there's 2. Yeah, there's 2. No, I did it frame by frame. Why'd I do that? Okay, if you do things frame by frame, make sure you change all of them. I know why. I'm not going to get into that. Save. Alright. There you go. The attack box is gone. Detect box is gone. But still works the same. Remember, what you see on the screen doesn't necessarily mean it has to happen on your coding. Alright. So we got a counterattack done. Now we have a formal tutorial on how to make a counterattack. Next thing is what I say, super armor attacks. Yes. So super armor. It's actually the same thing as a counterattack. So super armor attack. The only difference is obviously an attack has an animation, and usually, traditionally, after you hit super armor once, it usually breaks, or after you hit super armor a certain amount of times, it usually breaks. So we're going to make an attack that has a long startup. I'm trying to decide what. Let's just copy this again. All right. So now we need to make an object that is the super armor. So we'll do add object, super armor object. I made that over something. Oh, it's the barrel. It's fine. Actually, no, it's not. Delete that. What the heck? Come on, 2D Fighter Maker. Work with me here. Oh, I know why. That's better. Super armor object? Alright. So, the super armor object obviously needs to be invisible. So we're going to take this barrel image and we're just going to throw it off screen because we don't want it to actually be seen. So there's your hack on how to make a invisible object. Pretty simple. Well, for demonstration purposes though, we're going to have the barrel appear. Now, we need to do the same thing we did with counterattack. While receiving, we're going to delete this variable for now. We may need it, we may not. We'll see how this goes. Now we'll go to detect skill on this barrel. We'll make the barrel disappear. We'll make the attack frame disappear. So no attack frame. Barrel disappears. Detect skill. In offset, redirect to the disappear. End skill. Now we don't want this to actually super armor forever. So we don't want it to actually loop here. We want it to be timed. So let's just say 2 seconds. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, not 12 seconds. 3 seconds because I like round numbers. So we'll delete, and then it disappears naturally. Actually, because of this detect skill, it may get wonky, so what I'm going to do is actually end the skill right there. And then we'll do script movement, go to skill, and then it will go to the end skill automatically. If the offset is activated, it will make the barrel disappear, or in this case, our super armor. So for our super armor attack, we're going to delete this. We'll make the startup 200 frames. That's odd, the bottom attack frame didn't disappear. There we go. And we're going to add our object. Object. Super armor. We're going to parent it. Put it right here. And that red box is the super armor, which is huge now that I'm looking at it. I think that's smaller. Armor attack. And we're going to move it down. Okay, that's acceptable. And we're going to give this a little bit of recovery. And this is what I mean about wonkiness. As you can see, the barrel does not disappear. It stays. So we're going to do add new object, super armor object end. Copy and paste. We're going to delete out the beginning part. And over here, we'll delete out the ending part. Now we don't need this loop. We're just going to let it end naturally. We keep the offset though, but we're going to redirect it to the end now. Go back to our skill. As you can see, the barrel still stays. What we're going to do is we're going to add another object here. It's going to be parent. And we're going to give it an M number, which I will use 1. This will make the object overtake the previous. As you can see, now the barrel disappears. That is what we want, because we do not want super armor forever. So what will happen is the barrel will take the shot, a single shot. I didn't put this in the command list, so it's not even going to work. Attack, super armor, attack. What do we have for F? Do we use F? Strong attack. Okay. I don't think we use C yet. Okay, we'll use C. Super armor attack. Super armor attack. File, save. Test. As you can see, the barrel appears, and then he has super armor. Now, how do we know we have super armor? Takes a single hit, and he can still punch. But as you can see, it only takes 1 hit. And then the second hit, he can be hit. Been a while since I've played an FG super armor is when it's immune to supers and normal hits, right? Yes, it is immune to basically any attack, but if it's a multi-hitting attack, then the super armor wears off. So, let me think. Street Fighter 4, with their focus attacks, it can absorb 1 hit and they take some damage, but their attack continues. It depends on the game, but each game treats super armor differently. Sometimes they all treat it the same, but Street Fighter 4 is the one I remember. And I find it a little bit unfair when there's an attack that has super armor, they don't have damage. So that's what we're going to do. That's the last thing we're going to do to finish off this super armor skill. On the... oh, right, my mouse wheel doesn't work. On the super armor object, if it goes to this super armor object ends, the attack box not only disappears, the barrel doesn't only disappear, but we will add, let's see, gauge, special, script movement. Where is life? Special effect. Change life gauge fork. No, I lied. It is not change life gauge fork. I actually cannot find life. Change skill, change gauge. Is it change life gauge fork? I don't think it is. No, I should be able to subtract a certain amount of life. I actually can't find it. Where is it? Okay, test character to the rescue. Definitely need to cut this part out of the tutorial. Ah, okay. Nope. The gauge management skill. Just gotta find it. There it is. And we're going to subtract minus 10 HP when it disappears. There we go. Oh, nope. One of this is it. There we go. So right now, when he does his counterattack, super armor attack. Ooh, it subtracts even though it disappears. We don't want that. But that is the gist of it. If it gets hit, it's supposed to disappear and do damage. So let's make a secondary one. Super armor object hit, we'll call it. So we'll go detect skill and go to hit. The super armor object end, we delete the life, and on here we redirect. Nope, that one stays. So now we have two different endings. If the attack plays through and the super armor is still active, the secondary ending ending animation for the super armor will make it disappear with no health reduction. But if the super armor barrel gets hit, he will get the health reduction, and his attack will still go through. So it's kind of like a high risk, high reward thing. No, not really high risk, high reward, more like protection, but whatever. He shouldn't have any health miss. Yep, so he's still at 100 HP. That's what we want. Now if I attack it, he gets minus 10. His attack still goes through. If I attack, 10 damage, and then there's another 5. So, there we go. There's super armor attacks. Alright. And that ends the 3 tutorials that I wanted to cover for today. Pretty intermediate stuff, nothing too complicated, but it's not intuitive. Oh, wait, hold on. We're not done. Definitely need to cut that part out when I upload this. So the problem with the super armor attack is, again, it doesn't have a grab detect box. So if he does a super armor attack, the grab, as we saw earlier with the counter attack, which I just did, if he does it, he can't be grabbed. And as you see, the barrel also stays, meaning it still thinks it has super armor, but he doesn't. And now look, the super armor just lingered. So, just like the counterattack, we're going to add this. Would multi-super armor just stacking barrels? That's one way to do it. So if we like make multiple objects spawn at on top, but that's not a good idea either because 2D Fighter Maker is 2D Fighter Maker isn't good with objects. If you put too many objects on screen, it will overflow and break. A better way to do it is variables. And since you ask, I will do a multi-hit super armor attack. So, but first, let's make sure that the super armor attack can be grabbable. We're going to take, as I was saying, just like our counter attack, we will take this special detect box that is down here. We'll copy it over. and we will paste it. Make it M number 2. And now he has 2 detect boxes. Why is this here? Weird. If I didn't do that in the first place, I shouldn't be there. Alright. So now we also now need to go to his throw animation, where I cannot find it. Oh, because his throw animation is just an attack. So we're going to go to his hit junctions, actually, and we're going to put this object disappear on all of his hit junctions. Now that's the disadvantage of doing a super armor attack. If you want the super armor to disappear from a grab, you need to put the object disappearance on all the animations. So now he can be grabbed. I don't remember which button it is. Yep, that button. So, super armor attack. He gets grabbed and punched out. And as you can see, the barrel also disappears. And that's how you do it. Now, to do a super armor attack that takes multiple hits, what we're going to do is we're going to create a loop. Now, every time this super armor attack gets hit, we're going to add 1 to a variable. This one might take a little bit of time. And I think I'm about to sneeze. Pardon me for 1 second. Nope, the sneeze did not happen. Alright, so first off, we're going to add a variable to the very beginning. And we're going to use we'll use a task variable. And we're going to go, if it's the same, let's say this lasts for 300. We will have it redirect to, what is it? Object end. Did I make it 3 seconds? Yeah, 3 seconds. So what this is our break timer. What will happen is it reads, after this variable reaches 300 ticks or value or whatever, it will go to our end object. Next thing we need is another variable to add to that timer. So we will go to task variable A again. We're going to go add 1. We're going to make our barrel animation now 1 frame. And we're going to go to script movement, go to skill, and we're going to go loop it from the very beginning. So if I've done this correctly, the second this loops for 3 seconds, it should disappear. So to test this, I will make this a 12-second startup. And what should happen is in here, the barrel will disappear after 3 seconds. There you go. And he's still on startup. The attack should come out in a few seconds. Alright. So, we're good on that. Now, the problem is, when this still gets hit, it will go into here, object end, and it will disappear. We want it to still lose HP every time he gets hit, but we don't want it to disappear. So now the next thing we need to do is, when this gets hit, detect skill. Actually, this probably needs to be a character variable because a task variable will disappear once it's redirect. Alright. Let's switch from task variable A to character variable, I don't know. Let's go with O. I don't think I've used O. If I did, this is going to screw up a lot of things, but it's a tutorial character. What do I care? Alright. And then for this one, we'll do character variable P. We could probably use task variables, but I'm worried that it's not going to, translate correctly. Alright. So If it gets hit, we will detect and go to super armor object hit. The first thing we want to do is make sure that we are not at a certain value. So in this case, let's say we want it to take 2 hits. We will add that to 2. Once it's at 2, we will have it redirect somewhere and end the skill. So we will copy and paste this just to have it in the same place. Delete the extra variable because I just raw copied and pasted. So we'll put that here. This will end. For this one, we will do script movement, go to skill, and we're going to redirect it back to the super armor object. Now, the next thing is, after this detect skills, we're going to go here. The gatekeeper variable will detect, are you at 2? Well, all variables start at 1. Or, I know, all variables start at 0. So this actually takes 3 hits, not 2. So let's reduce that to 1. And then we will go to condition fork variable right after it, and we're going to go add 1. Go to character variable P. So what this is actually reading is this skill activates for super armor, or the object activates. Our timer starts. If it gets hit, the detect skill will activate and redirect to here. This variable will read, is character variable... Oh, that went to the wrong place. This needs to be first. There we go. This variable will read, is character variable... No, wait. Yeah, that's the add. Hold on, I did something wrong. No, my mind is wrong. Okay, I was right the first time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. This character variable will read, is character variable the same value of 1? If it is, it will redirect to frame 8, which is this. Frame 8 makes the barrel disappear, the super armor barrel. If it's not the same, this will continue moving. So then it will move to this, and now we'll add the +1. It will make the armor disappear temporarily. Subtract the -10. Have a wait time, which we will reduce to 1 frame, so it's just going to flicker. And then it will redirect back to the super armor object. In which case, the timer has not reached 300. It was interrupted by this detect skill. And then it will continue for 3 seconds. Now the final thing, the objects are now set. The final thing is, if it gets interrupted, everything resolves. These variables do not reset. So, in order to get rid of that, we can either go to the super armor attack and go to the very start, add two variables that say replace value O, character variable O and P with 0, or we can do it in the object. I don't feel like trying to find out where in the object is a safe place to put it to make sure that it will end every single time. So I'm going to just put it at the beginning of my super armor attack. So we'll go character variable O, replace it, variable 0, copy, paste, and character variable P. So every time this attack initiates, the variables will be set to 0. The object will generate, and everything is back to being resetted. So we go to the animation, disappears, does his attack, does his attack, there we go, and it's back. It'll disappear after 3 seconds, and that's because these variables are reinitializing. So let's lower this startup to, I said 3 seconds, it's not really 3, it's 3 seconds now, but we'll make his startup animation 5 seconds, so he's vulnerable for 2. Right, press that. disappears, and it will still last 3 seconds. So, ooh, all right, let's hit it once. He took damage. It disappeared, but it still works. Hit it twice, and now the third hit, he will just be a regular hit. Oops, forgot to activate super armor. 1, 2, 3. There you go, multiple hitting super armor. And if you want it to be like an infinite amount of hits, all you have to do is change this variable from the first one. So 30,000 hits. I don't think anything will be able to ever do that. But what will happen now effectively is I activate it and I can hit this forever and it will never... Well, I killed him. But as you can see, just by me changing this variable, I was able to add more hits to the super armor. So 0 is obviously, you don't need the variable, but it's a single hit and then the normal hit. This one is 2 hits and then the normal hit. So whatever you're doing, +1. That's how you make multi-hitting super armor, and that's how you make super armor in general. All right? So that's all I wanted to cover. Air combos, counter attacks, and super armor. And I added in multi-hitting super armor. I didn't think about that, so that was a great question. Are there any other questions? Hopefully something that's not too long. We'll give it a minute. I'm going to drink my coffee. And now my coffee is lukewarm. That's disgusting. See if there's anything in Discord. Nothing? No questions. All right. Well, oh, okay. Someone even replied. I appreciate the reply. That tells me that I don't need to answer. Okay, cool. So, as usual, I thank you guys for showing up. I see I have 2 viewers, and I know my laptop is closed, so that's pretty good. I will cut this and upload this to YouTube. And just as a reminder for anyone who's watching this on YouTube, that we still have our community event going on. It ends in September. All you have to do is create something. It has to be about game design. So sprite sheets are acceptable. A character in 2D Fighter Maker is acceptable. A character in Mugen is acceptable. Character concept art is acceptable. RPG Maker concepts are acceptable. A character in RPG Maker is acceptable, etc., etc. A song is acceptable. You can even make it like a rock song and just say, this is boss music that I'm going to put in my game. Perfectly acceptable. You don't even need to apply it to a game, because game design is not just programming and coding. It's also art. It is also music. It's also story writing. You can give me a script, a basic script for an RPG, and that will also be acceptable. However, no full games. No full character. No, you're allowed to do full characters. I'm lying. No full games. That's the only thing. But you can pretty much create whatever you want. And if you're not part of the Discord, but you're following me on Twitch, thank you. Join us on Discord if you're interested in game design. You can join our Discord in the link below my Twitch channel. And if you want to check out my YouTube channel, that is also down below. Thank you for showing up, and have a good day or night or wherever you are from. Please be safe in this time of the pandemic. I know it's stressful times, but do your best and try to keep cool and be nice to everybody around you. There are people out there who are young and have never been through a pandemic, and they don't know what it's like. So be respectful to your fellow human beings. Have a good day.